What is going on, everybody? It is episode 320 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name's Brett. I'm here with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. It is a happy, no longer International Women's Day.
Woo!
We are back to the status quo of misogyny on this show. Feel like a relief for you?
Oh yeah, I can't wait till next year when I get to tell everyone that it's a communist plot again. It's my favorite part of the part of the day to tell everyone, like, oh well, it's something that Vladimir Lenin came up with. So you're really just a commie for liking women.
You're gonna totally own them with facts and logic.
So many facts, so much logic, every single time.
And we've got males on the show again.
Thank God.
Firstly, we got Kellen in the studio.
Yeah, I hate when I'm trying to be
Well, we got one
and
male.
then I figure out things were written by Lenin. That really just burst my bubble.
Yes.
What's up, YouTubers? It's Kellen. I'm back again and introducing.
Yeah, what's up? I'm
I love it.
Hi, Serge.
Hey, what's up? I'm Serge.com. Glad to be back on your show. I love the show.
How you doing, bud?
I'm chilling. Everyone thinks I'm Waldo now because I got the glasses. But
You
it's
do
like,
have Waldo glasses on. Also, our hats are kind of color synced today.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
actually a cool.
Like
thing.
not
red,
on purpose.
red in honor of International Women's Day.
You
It's a
said
little
that
late,
like
but you know,
this was a coincidence.
Yes.
Like there wasn't messages in the
No.
company chat.
No,
No, nothing of the sort. This is a new one. This is a new one for me. So we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, guys. We're going to talk about Jenna Ortega has nuked her Twitter in response to the fact that one of her co-stars, in fact, her love interest from Wednesday, has some very, very specific MeToo allegations against him. And people are now mad at her for basically saying, like, I love him. He's a great guy. And people are like, how can you love him? He's an R-wordist.
This is like
So-
in the HR department is called when the incel like walks into the chick's cubicle. But then
Basically.
when Shad says hello.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that.
Hello.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Julia Fox's terrorist family. Okay, not really. They're not really terrorists. Julia Fox's father and her brother, her mad scientist brother, her words, not mine, have been caught with bomb-making materials, ghost guns, unregistered firearms, and drug paraphernalia,
Pill
pill presses,
all of
all
it.
this stuff. Sounds like a good time, personally,
that's
but you know, what do I know?
You know, partying it up.
yeah.
Father and son bonding activities. Never heard of something more normal.
That's
Must
what
be great.
dating Kanye West does, right?
Yes. Well, no, 'cause they didn't date Kanye. I mean, maybe they did.
By,
I
you
don't
know.
know.
I don't know. She has an
Association.
active relationship with males in her family.
Yeah.
So
And I'm sure she has no clue what was going on with all the
Right.
drugs, all the guns, all the everything. So we'll talk about that. Will Smith is a big whiny baby. He's still a big whiny baby, and he's victim blaming. He's trying to get Netflix, the multi-billion-dollar corporation Netflix, to censor the man he abused. And that is just wrong. Is wrong, I tell you. So we're going to talk about that. It's in reference to Chris Rock and the fact that he just released a new special that focuses heavily on what happened between the two of them.
the definition of punching up.
Absolutely.
In that case.
So and then we have a very strong question that we had to ask Kellen today that he wanted to talk about, and that question is very simple: are you Team Hailey or are you Team Selena?
This is like, I don't even know why this is a question. Like if you're anything other than Team Selena, then you're just
Like,
wrong.
what are you even doing?
Yeah, like
you
what are
know?
you doing? What are you doing?
Well, we won't get
Hailey is a phony stan, and all she
Oh.
does is copy people. So.
See,
Okay.
I'm not 14 and I don't have any tiger beats, so
Wow.
I don't have an
Yeah,
opinion on
ouch.
this.
Wow. Okay.
Cold.
Generational feuding on the show
Selena
already.
Gomez is like 30 years old, dude. Justin Bieber's 28.
Yep.
Time.
Haley's 26,
Flew by.
right?
Damn,
Yeah.
that's
So
scary.
we will talk about that. We got a bunch of other stuff to get into. So if you guys are ready, we will just get right into it. Mary, are you ready?
We're ready.
Kellen,
Yep.
Serge.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get started, I want to go through a couple of really funny things here, really quick. First of all, there was a very good joke that was played the other day, in which we found out that there might be a Nick Cannon game show about women who could be his next baby mama. They were going to compete to be his next baby mama. Apparently, it's not real. That's too bad.
Okay. But what we really needed was Real Housewives of Nick Cannon.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that's fantastic.
That's cool.
Just the drama would be
just the
incredible.
drama of like those households or singular household.
Yeah.
existing. It's like Sister Wives.
Yeah.
So you know they've got in our neck of the woods they've got Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't know if you knew about that.
Seriously?
Are you really?
Yeah,
You're kidding.
You don't know about that? Yeah, look it up. But anyway, like
Okay.
I'm telling you,
That blew me away.
they must have
They
like
must
these are
be
all
like the
transplants.
waspiest ladies
It's
ever.
transplants though. I swear they're not like
They're taking them
DC
from
area
California.
natives. Yeah. Yeah.
You can tell like
Is it the accent?
Because I was like,
what gives it
ooh,
away?
I'd love to see who these people, like who these wives are, because
Right.
it's going to be
Oh, I see
politicians
what you
and,
and like how do they
Name-
dress and all of that.
no, it's none of that.
Well,
That sucks. It's just because the wives of politicians it's too high stakes for them
Yeah.
to be on a drama show.
I'd watch it
True.
though.
Good point.
They can do it after the politics are done.
Yeah.
That's the jumping off point. But also we've got this one. So if the fake Nick Cannon baby mama show isn't for you, this one is real, ladies and gentlemen. If you've liked MILF Manor, you might like this one, and that is Farmer Wants a Wife.
All of these guys look like they're from Ram Ranch. Look at a picture of them.
No, the
They
guy
look
on the
so manicured. They look like they were just taken
Okay.
from a talent
you're right.
agency in LA.
The guy on the right looks like young John Rich. Looks like young John Rich, and the guy next to him looks like Bailey Chase from Longmire. Does
They look like gay
like that
porn
guy.
stars.
like I don't know how much farming these men have actually
Right.
done.
do they own farms?
like, that
I
is a
just
very
think
good question.
it's sus because like any attractive guy who owns land and has skills and like testosterone would have already been snapped up. So why are they on a show?
Like I do have to wonder, right?
True.
Like
This looks like a group of guys that are about to go hang out at Westworld, like not
Yeah.
Yes,
real farmers.
That's what yeah, they do look like that.
the question is like,
didn't
why is
realize.
there's no dirt on their jeans? The belt buckle is pristine. I have questions.
Yeah,
None
they
of
look like they just went through the wardrobe section.
Yeah, and none of the clothes really fit
No.
them well. They're close, but it doesn't actually fit them.
It's
yeah.
kind of it's like when you see a contractor on a work site. The contractor's clothes are always clean. His hard hat doesn't have any dents
No
or doesn't have any
scratches,
scratches in it.
yeah.
Like they're faking it. They're not real.
Yeah,
right?
it's like you don't dress like that to go to the rodeo and supposed to be.
Look, we missed out. We missed out on MILF Manor, but maybe
Too much.
Farmer Wants a Wife. Look, all of the women on this show are all powered by Live, Laugh, Love plaques. I
And
guarantee.
that's exactly
Look at these women. Like by the
who
power of
farmers
Target.
want.
Yeah.
By the
seriously.
power of Target, I
Very
command you. They say.
I got it. So remember that show Wife Swap?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't.
So they need to bring it back, but they need to take someone out of the middle of New York City and
Thank you.
swap them with someone from like Montana.
Okay.
And for a week, it's like a dirty jobs wife
Well, it's
swap
like
kind
the
of thing.
simple life. It's just what Paris
Is it-
Hilton already did.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Well,
I'll never forget her falling off of a horse that she was riding and then getting taken off in a helicopter to the
my
hospital.
did you see the thing where she was talking about how she had to use Quaaludes to make her sex tape, and somebody's like, dude, they discontinued Quaaludes in like 1984.
Yeah, there's
what,
no
like
way.
you were
Where were you
probably
getting those?
endangering yourself by taking 20-year-old Quaaludes in like 2006.
I can't believe those were a thing, and people just embraced them.
What,
still happens
Really,
Quaaludes?
in the 80s.
Oh yeah, it was the 80s,
Nuts.
right? Like it's.
It was a different time.
I mean, look, all the Xanax isn't going to do you any better nowadays. It's going to
Yeah.
mess you up just as bad. So, like, look, this show just doesn't ring true to me. When I look at these guys, I look at what a Hollywood producer thinks of as a
That's right.
farmer,
Yeah.
But
like
they-
who's
they-
never traveled to a farm
they
in his
either
life.
found actors for this or they styled these guys really well.
Yeah.
What would you want? Like if your ideal,
I want them
like
to
if
be
you,
a little bit overweight. Like, I want them normal looking. Look, if I have to look at ugly actors in actual movies, I want normal looking people on these dating shows.
So you want them to take the dudes from 90 Day Fiance,
Yes.
and put them on this show.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
it.
No, but it's
I
like-
want an incel dating show.
But with a cowboy hat.
They're literally cowboy incels.
Yeah, so I put, like,
that sounds like a Twitter ad.
Georgios is right. He says more cowboys than farmers. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like they made farmers. It looks
right.
like
they look
they're
like ranchers or something.
Yeah,
Like people
so-
who work at resort ranches.
Yeah,
that's
so
more like it.
you know, it's Hollywood doesn't really have a good idea. But like, my question is, does one of them get canceled? Like, is one of them behind them got like a Gadsden flag?
They definitely lean right.
Yeah, like what does one of them have a Gadsden flag in their yard, and then they get in
Maybe.
trouble for it? That wouldn't be good.
But the chicks on the show are probably somewhat conservative.
Look at,
if they want
all
to
of
go
these
farms.
women are different spellings of Ashley. I guarantee.
I want there to be a plot
Or
twist.
like Kaylin.
Yeah. Kaylee Ray.
That's
R-A-E.
so Utah, bro.
Yeah.
There needs to be a plot twist where two of the farmers just fall in love and just leave the show, just like halfway through the season, and the girls are just standing there like John Travolta.
And the girls have to fight for the last two.
And then the girls have to take over the farm,
The
like
show
the
they
inheritance.
evolve.
It becomes like a secret thing where like they don't tell them that what you actually have to do is run the farm
Yeah,
for like
similar
that's
to
how you
Bachelor,
win.
but yeah.
That's how you win.
Even better.
Dude, that's if MILF Manor is a thing, that can be a thing.
Yeah.
I want to know
agree.
what these
I agree
Hollywood
there.
producers are doing, because in 5 minutes we've just come up with like 3
Right?
hit shows.
Yeah, true.
Let's go, dude. I'm telling you. All right. So, if you guys did not think that the Oscars were out of touch enough, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in conjunction with Will Smith and everything to do with Chris Rock, but did you know now, if you go to the Oscars this year, you know they get the swag bags, the like ridiculously priced swag bags that
didn't
are
know
like, they get like bags of stuff that is like $10,000
Right.
worth of merchandise. Well, this year, in a climate where everyone goes Hollywood, it's full of elitist douche canoes. Why would they act like that? Well, this year they're giving them a piece of land in their goodie bags. They're getting actually, it says one of the biggest freebies for the celebrities this year includes a plot of land in Australia through pieces of Australia's Aussie mate conservation packages.
You know, there are probably people, like tons of companies that pay to be included in these swag bags.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it's insane.
Well, because they want to get the pictures
They're
taken.
also like
with-
gifting them vacations, gifting them facelifts.
Yeah, well, there's. I think that one year there was like Botox and stuff in there, or like cheek fillers and stuff.
You have to pay, okay, the brand pays $4,000 to secure presents in the goodie bags.
Like why?
They have like 60 items in each
How
one.
much I'm still stuck on this land thing. People are getting gifted land.
I think it says, wait, okay. How many acres?
It's like, this is ridiculous, because I guarantee there's not, first of all, none of these celebrities want this.
No, they don't.
Second off, there's going to be no backlash from the same people who are going to cry that Americans are on stolen land or whatever.
Well, they purchased it. This land was purchased through a shell corporation, so it's legal.
So it's just,
Is it like buying someone a star? Like
Yeah.
you don't actually
Well, no,
own
there's
it.
like you can gift
I hope
people
so.
land, right? There's YouTubers that have that thing, right, where you can gift people like a plot
yes,
of
but
land.
but is it like a Hollywood ceremony for the elite where you're giving it in goodie bags?
Maybe
like, that's ridiculous.
It's all around Bohemian Grove. It's not even.
It's like,
enough.
The lot
What?
is listed as 121,000 square meters.
So it's like a tiny plot of land or
So
something.
they all get a share of that plot.
So it's the new Bohemian Grove. Okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
Like there will be like, and you like to actually purchase it, you have to drip blood in a circle around it,
and you teleport in.
Yeah, and then and that's how you get your adrenochrome hookup right there. That's how they do that.
This is dumb. This is so
Yeah.
dystopian.
Well, it's just like these are the people that are telling us how to spend our money and to don't drive cars, take the bus.
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, we got the regular people watching the TV in their little pod, and they're watching the elites, get gifted land.
Yeah. I wanted to
doing
ask
nothing.
you guys, how much would Bill Gates have to pay you to never fly again?
I mean, I don't give a crap if he
That's
flies.
actually a pretty low number for me.
What is
I
it?
don't enjoy flying.
What's the number?
I don't know. It's tough because what I need
No
to
flying
fly.
for work, no flying for family, nothing.
Oh, it was established titles. You could get like a Lord title.
you get
That's
like
what
a-
it was. Yeah, I was in there saying it was a scam. Well, thank gosh I didn't get one of those. I'm just gonna get one of those stars.
I did. I got one of those for my birthday one time.
Ah!
So I,
You should go there.
Technically have a plot of land in Wales.
Does that make you like royalty of some sort then?
A lady. Yeah.
You're a lady? Oh, perfect. That's fantastic.
But what's your number, Kellen?
What's yours? Because I don't even know where to ballpark
Mine,
this.
I have no idea. It would have to be pretty. I mean, on principle, it's like, you're taking away one of my freedoms.
Essentially, yeah.
So
Yeah, but
10
there
mil?
are boats and there are trains and
Yeah,
cars.
but you
Sacrifice
need
with
to
that is-
calculate how much is it going to cost me over my whole life to do seafaring and driving only.
Right. The sacrifice of that is time. Especially as it
Yeah.
adds up, you lose so much time.
Right.
Like, that's the big issue. It's not really that like you wouldn't be able to get there. It's just that
I don't know,
you're-
I've only
Cruise
flown
ships
like
only.
I was gonna say I've
Yeah.
flown like 3 times in my life, so it's not really been big thing for me up until this point.
I would need at least 10 million, honestly.
Yeah, it'd be in the millions for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was in the
Maybe
millions.
even hundreds. Maybe
Brett,
100 million.
20 million.
20 million?
Sure, why
That's
not?
pretty high. Jeez.
Yeah, that's 20 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone wants to, Kellen will read any and all super chats over $20
That's right.
today, and it will happen immediately. I don't care if Serge is in the middle of making the greatest point in the history of pop culture references. We will stop the conversation, and Kellen will read out
Yes.
whatever
You're
you
giving
like.
me some dangerous power right
Yes,
now.
we are. We are doing that. Also, guys, before we get started, could you hit the like button? Could you subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already? Also, I would like to ask people, I don't know if this will be a problem for people that are obviously in the live chat now, but could you check and see if you are still subscribed? I saw a couple of comments today from people I actually posted about it.
Thought we were on a hiatus?
Yeah, somebody thought that
We've
we were
been
on a
here every
hiatus.
day.
People were saying that that they got unsubscribed from the channel, so that is a problem.
Yeah,
so if you could go subscribe, check and make sure you're still subscribed to the channel.
The
that would help
whole
us.
YouTube's just a mess right now. They don't know what they're doing with the shorts
No.
thing.
No,
People
they're-
are losing money on ad. It's just a mess right now. So just make sure to do your due diligence and like the channels you like, follow them, subscribe.
I was when somebody else, somebody on Twitter said that had never happened to them, no matter how many times like people on YouTube had said that. It had happened to me twice on Computing Forever on Dave Cullen's old channel. I had subscribed, and then a year later, I was like, okay, why am I not? Like, his videos would still come up in the suggested section of YouTube, but I realized later that I was no longer subscribed to the channel. And then I went back, resubscribed, and then a day later, unsubscribed again. So they were out to get
That's
him.
weird.
And it happened once, I realized later, with trigonometry as well.
Yeah, it's
so,
happened to a couple channels.
So,
happened.
just double check, make sure you're still subscribed. That would help greatly. I also want to mention that there is an exclusive here from Giant Freaking Robot saying that Henry Cavill may be in talks to play a James Bond villain. And that actually
And
works.
not James Bond.
And not James Bond. You know, him, what would be great is that he could do it with Idris Elba.
Yeah.
That would
like
be
a
good.
duo,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah,
Or Idris
have them
Elba
both
as James Bond.
No, have them both as the bad guys.
Oh, okay.
Have dual bad guys.
And you were just saying how British people are very good at sounding menacing.
Well, everybody loves British accented villains. They sound more menacing. A great evil person monologue sounds better coming from a British person, unless it's Kevin Spacey, because you can really feel it when it's Kevin Spacey, because he gets into the character, as we know. You know,
You got Idris and Cavill. They're both in Guantanamo, and that's where they hatch their evil plan. They're
And if
both
you-
international
Why would
terrorists.
you have
What-
both a white and a black villain, then no one can
No
accuse
cult-
you of racism.
Exactly. That's perfect. And I don't know about Guantanamo, because that's like an American thing. Would they be working with Felix Leiter?
I don't know. They're in some black site
yeah,
somewhere.
that'd be great. We can do that. So that, and also, guys, Adidas warns of their first loss in 3 decades following the loss of Kanye West from their brand.
Yes.
Yep. I saw that
So
coming.
Serves them right.
Kanye asked a question, and it's cost them a lot of money. They're gonna lose money this quarter.
They will.
He's genuinely such a good designer and artist.
He's
Like, you
just-
can't argue with that.
Nope.
You know?
Would you if they started selling them again, would you buy them?
If
Selling
Ye was
Yeezys.
getting money from it, if he wasn't getting anything from it, probably not. No.
I feel like they'd sell well if they
They'd
started
never
selling
have
them
the
again.
right to.
Apparently they do though.
Apparently that's what he keeps saying that
Right?
they do. Yeah, that's what he said. He
Oh.
said that they
They're
have.
But
He's
do they
saying
even want to be associated anymore? Is
So,
the question.
I think they're waiting for this to all go away, and then that's why they paused it, but they didn't drop it altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
And now after this, oh man,
That's going to make him go ballistic.
Now what Kanye can do is he can just make out a career of spite where he just goes and starts purposely wearing brands from people he doesn't like so that he can ruin
Well,
their...
he's still defending Balenciaga, even
That's
though
true.
they dropped him
Yeah.
for the same reason Adidas did. So I don't know
I
what
want
his
him to-
internal logic is.
I want to see him go to Tom's or something, a really
Tom's?
obscure
Sketch. No,
shoe
remember he tried to
brand.
go to Skechers. He tried to get
Oh,
in
yeah,
Skechers
yeah.
Yeah,
and they
he
wouldn't let him
literally
in.
went in their
Yeah.
HQ.
And they wouldn't let him in. They're like, look, we're on the rebound right now.
wanna
Go to
just-
Jinko.
Just do it again.
Go to Jinko. They might they might be willing to take you over there.
Revitalize Payless. Yay less.
Yay! Oh my God!
Yes.
Dude, the brand. Like,
Why are you such a genius today?
Dude,
He's on it.
the branding there is genius.
Yay
That could be great.
less.
Like, look, and like I also saw a thing earlier where they went and like it was like a video of a bunch of the guys in the Astro Boy boots. It says, "I legitimately feel like this is like an IQ test."
I freaking love the Astro Boy boots, and I won't lie about it.
You gotta get
Like,
one.
They're really cute. I mean, maybe not on guys, but I think that they would make my legs look really great.
The best thing ever was Seth Rollins, the wrestler. He has a finishing move. I think I mentioned this. He has a finishing move called the curb stomp.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he wore a pair while
With
doing
those?
a curb stomp. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire
How did
life.
he attain a pair of them?
He's a very, very popular pro wrestler, so he probably
Send
has
him to them
connections. Yeah,
early.
yeah. So he literally like he's known for like his drip on the show. He's like, there you go.
Okay.
You're up, buddy.
Let's see. Calvin Pafford says, any chat will allow me to simp for Mary. I heard that you were doing that carnivore. Well, I work at New Hampshire raised salami.
Salami.
Maybe not as much.
It's a rough start.
Yeah.
I would like to send it you it. P.S. Did you know that Bella Ramsey made Christian vlogs and songs during COVID? I did not know that.
I did. Somebody
I
pointed
know
it
that
out.
she is Christian. Yeah.
I didn't know she was the Game
mean
of Thrones girl.
They is Christian.
Them.
I don't
is
want
Christian.
your salami, but thanks for offering.
It's New Hampshire though.
Yeah, that's where the animals.
Hold on.
are.
It says the party bar is broken. I am fixing it right now.
Oh, it is.
It's we get logged out and then you have to like log back in.
Right.
That was a solid first start.
Yep. Should be good now. It'll catch up
Okay.
in a sec. There we go. Yep, we're good. All right, guys. Now let me get screens pulled back up. That's good. That's good. That's good. And we're back. All right, guys. So if you guys are ready, we have cringe of the day, Mary. We have Leo cringe.
Oh, right.
We have Leo cringe. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. He's with one of his model GFs in a hot tub, and it looks like he told her to take a picture of him.
Take a picture. Take a picture.
And then after that, they like look and evaluate the picture together.
Do you think he's got like? Do you think he's like get rid of my double chin? And she's
He's
like,
literally like an Instagram boyfriend.
One day, what's gonna happen is like the girl he finally commits to is gonna be the one who knows how to take the perfect photos of him that hide his double chin.
It's like, I look too husky in that one.
He's gonna find a girl who just melts away the self-loathing that he's feeling from being a little bit husky now.
They've been
And-
like taking and retaking photos for an hour, and she's like, "Do we really need to do this?"
And they will, yeah. She's like if you tire
he's
the,
like, "I'll call your backup.
if
She's
you-
a year younger than you."
if you tire the 20-something-year-old model from taking photos, you have gone too far.
Yeah.
You have gone too far.
What does Leo need pictures of himself for anyway?
Like, it's funnier if he's like, hold on, and he just like a
need
professional
this for
photographer,
Raya. Like-
a professional photographer just walks out from the back room of the yacht and starts taking photos of him.
Just on demand.
Yeah.
Snap
I
his
just,
fingers.
what does he need pictures for?
I don't
I
know.
imagine like he doesn't need headshots or anything
No,
like
he's
that
been
anymore.
an
He's
actor
just,
since he was like what 18.
Yeah.
Like he's been
Yes, paparazzi.
younger. Yeah,
Even
'cause
younger than that. Yeah,
Ever
he's
After
been-
was
he's been in
before
the-
that. Romeo and Juliet.
Oh no! What was What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been
So
an actor forever. I don't know why he did
so
that.
maybe he's gonna. What if he's like obsessed with like those TikTok filters that make you look younger again?
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
He's, like, using
He's
it
like
so-
using that filter and crying.
he's like, I used to be so skinny. Oh my goodness. I'm down. I might have to do that. I need to lose some weight. All right, guys, we're getting started. All right, so Jenna Ortega from Wednesday, the star of Wednesday, who is now a legitimate like Hollywood star. Like she was just up there
It
on
was like
stage with,
overnight almost.
yeah, she was like almost industry plant-ish, but she's got the success
Everyone
to back
in
it
the
up.
industry is a plant. It just is random chance whether they deserve the attention.
So she's back in the
Yeah,
news.
one of her co-stars from Wednesday, who actually played one of her main love interests in the show, is not returning to the show because he has received some pretty serious MeToo allegations from an anonymous Twitter user.
Yes, well,
Are you excited for this story?
everything
Always.
that's ever been said anonymously on Twitter is true.
Anonymous Twitter user. Oh,
The other day, Jenna Ortega
dude.
went on a podcast and talked about how she was very close with all of her co-stars, including this one. His name is Percy Hines White. And, red flag right there. He's white. But anyway,
3-person names too are also evoke serial killer-esque chic.
Yeah,
she
always.
started getting a lot of backlash because of these allegations and like her maintaining a friendship with this guy after he was under fire. So I went and looked at the original allegations from this person named Milkyvich on Twitter. Here's her message. She said, Percy lives in Toronto, and he and his friend group have been known for, since they were like 15, being predators and trying to manipulate girls into effing them or giving them nudes, etc. They were pushy, rude, abusive to girlfriends and people in general. And when he got a bit older, he started throwing parties in his basement, planning with his friends to explicitly invite women they thought were hot so that they could get them drunk and high enough to have sex with them.
I mean,
And
outside
lie
of the drunk
about-
and high to have sex part of him, that's just being a teenager.
Well, the
part
second
of it.
the
Come on,
second
guys, we
part
gotta get
about getting
girls
them
here.
drunk and high, that's not provable.
No.
Right.
And lie about being high and drunk as well. At 17, 2 at least, he would pursue, have sex with, abuse, get my friend high, who was 13 or 14 at the time. Last time I knew they had sex, she was 16 and he was 20. He assaulted me at one of those parties while I was too drunk. He had cornered and pressured and assaulted multiple of my friends. He has R-word allegations against him, and he would laugh at victims, share nudes online against girls' will, etc. Another person, she said he manipulated her friend who was 16 to have sex with him.
By the laws of the half your age plus 7 rule, he's good.
This part, it said he manipulated my friend to have sex with him while she was dealing with me overdosing, and said, leave her be, who cares? And she did.
Oh my goodness.
Just sounds like you have a horrible friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's like the living embodiment of a dude who'd walk around with a shirt that says, do it, you won't.
So then after these allegations came about, everyone was like, get this guy out the show, send him to jail.
All just allegations.
Because
Just
of
the usual.
this Twitter thread that was posted. And then they started circulating this video of him standing at the Golden Globes with Jenna Ortega. Let's like show that. They're like in front of this red carpet backdrop, and he's just talking to someone in the press area, and they think that he's trying to like feel up Jenna Ortega.
There's a couple of them here. We'll watch this
It's
one first.
dubious
hold on.
at best.
Yes, here we go. Let's see if we can go full screen on this. We can.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm muting you. We're not getting
Yeah,
you.
mute the music. So they
No,
think
no.
that part where he's just like briefly gesturing to her made her uncomfortable.
My question is, why is she picking her nose?
She's picking her nose. That's another thing.
I've got questions.
I do that when I'm nervous.
I've got questions.
Well, it looks like they're posing for a photo, and
Yeah.
she's doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't know.
She may not be thinking about it. If she's that uncomfortable, that may be seriously just her being nervous, and she's like itching, scratch, just
Yeah,
doing something.
I don't know.
Because she definitely looks like, not just the hand, she looks uncomfortable in general.
Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to like make something out of nothing here.
It's giving the Johnny Depp vibes of look at him fix Camille Vasquez's phone cord.
Isn't he such a gentleman?
This is like
and
the
then
opposite
this is the
of that.
opposite. It's like, look at him.
He's such a monster.
Briefly tapping her on the chest. It looks like he's an R-wordist. I'm not seeing it. And then there's another video that they posted in this article of them having a photo shoot together where he's like trying to do these poses. Scroll down to that one.
This one? Or
Lower.
right
Yeah,
here?
that one.
Okay.
He's like trying to do these poses where they're like hugging, and then like she like jokingly pushes him away, and they're like, see how uncomfortable she is.
This is like the weird version in society now of like the people who do like body language analysis on YouTube.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
her eyes darted to the left. That means that.
Let's evaluate the green lines here.
Well, you
How
know
are
what
the green lines looking?
I did just learn that Jenna Ortega is going to be a producer.
Yeah, she's going to be an executive producer.
He
on
loses the
Wednesday.
green line test right there.
Maybe if she's an executive producer of the next season, then she was part of the decision to take him out of the
Right.
show.
Right. So
She's wielding her power already.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but it could also be something as simple as a contract dispute. Maybe she got a bunch of new money, and he's like, I want that. And they're like, dude,
But you're not the reason that people
You're
are
definitely
watching
not the
show.
star.
Yeah.
He also, her
You
love
know?
interests in this first season were awful.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't.
Either of you? Okay,
No.
I watched it and I liked the show, but her love interest sucked. They were like basically, limp-wristed.
They were also
Like-
saying it says Percy Hines White's Instagram likes reveal that he's allegedly a fan of a Nazi white supremacist pro-gun Instagram page with the username.
Let me guess, it's like libertarians.
Die
Yeah, most
American.
Dude,
Die American, and then
Die
they go,
American,
who cares?
and they go through it, and yeah, so he's not a good person apparently. Like, look at his Instagram likes. He's a so he's a conservative. Oh, there it is. Look, it's like he borrowed Tim's logo right there.
So Jenna Ortega got backlash for saying that she's still friends with this guy, and then she just deleted her Twitter altogether.
Yeah, well, she's like, he's such a nice guy, like, and they're like, how dare you not just assume he's guilty, and assume guilt, and then like call him out in public, which could have consequences for her if she says something that is actionable.
We don't know if this is like the reason she deleted her Twitter though. Like it could have been.
Is it likely that she
all
even
sorts
runs
of
her own?
reasons.
A lot
Yeah,
of these young
I
people
think so.
probably have managers running their pages now, right? Like,
She's young enough that
I
she
think
probably controls her own media.
see, I think we're gonna
more
go through
likely that the younger a celebrity is, the more
No,
likely it is they run it.
I think there's going to be a
themselves.
renaissance eventually where they're gonna, like, the consequences will be too great and they'll just pass it off to agencies.
Possibly.
There might be someone that also has access. I would totally believe that if like someone does have this
Right.
job, but Jenna Ortega, I still believe is like it's 100% her account. She has access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I wanted to move on and talk about Cole Sprouse on Call Her Daddy.
Yeah.
There was a lot to this. Everyone was really annoyed by this interview. He's like smoking a Virginia Slim.
Yeah.
And he's like got his dyed black hair. He's still like doing the whole damaged artist thing, but it's not really working. Kind of looks like a lesbian.
A little bit, you know.
So people are really mad at him because he talked about this relationship he had with his co-star on Riverdale, which is still going, by the way.
It's insane.
Still airing.
Like, people-
And her name is Lily Reinhart. Anyway, he's just saying like in general, if I had loved myself more, I would have left the relationship sooner. And they're really mad at him for saying this.
Is it the 40-second clip?
Yeah.
But also, in very many ways, all the cliches about dating someone you work with are very true.
Do you think it lasted longer because you were working together?
Absolutely.
The
I think
smoking
there
is
was a
really
lot of pressure
cringy.
It's
really
bad.
cringy.
towards other people, really. I think if I had loved myself a little more, I probably would have left a little earlier. But
It's gay language.
I just
I had
felt
loved
like
myself.
I had to take care of. It was not good. I probably should have exercised a bit more selfishness in that situation.
He literally sounds like a girl boss self-help book.
Yeah.
That says like, you deserve better, queen.
Well, you know, like we're in the woman plus era now. You don't have to be a woman
True.
to be a woman.
Well, if you smoke Virginia Slims and dye your hair black,
Yeah,
then
you're good.
You're
Yeah.
basically an honorary woman at that point.
As long as you're a caricature, it
Yeah.
seems like it's cool, right?
And then Jezebel wrote a piece about it because they think that this makes him come off as a raging misogynist.
What part of it?
Right.
Wait. What part of it makes him a misogynist?
It was the smoking Virginia Slims part.
It's
in
the
particular.
smoking. It's the here. Let me just quote this article. It said, fairly quickly, my consumption of this episode became a hate watch. Sprouse came off as every classmate in my undergrad political philosophy courses who showed up to class in a suit, or worse, that one guy in your GE history of cinema class sporting a beret, hand perennially raised. It's not exactly unheard of for a man who self-identifies as, or was told throughout his upbringing that he is, the shy, sensitive one, to morph into an indoor cigar-smoking art douche by age 30. But for Sprouse, at least, the transformation from a cute bowl-cut kid on my TV screen growing up to this feels so intense as to induce whiplash. And then they said it was cringier than his I'm a weirdo monologue as Jughead on Riverdale,
Yeah.
where he's like, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. And I'm not normal.
I'm
and I
not-
don't want to be normal.
I'm not normal. I'm not normal.
Yeah.
Look, all I see about it is it's not like misogynist. If anything, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see anything misogynist about this.
Oh yeah, like this whole interview was him like oversharing and trauma dumping and stuff like that, like the norm. And he like talked about losing his virginity on like a cruise, which is weird because
his
they
family?
made Sweet Life on Deck after that. He was like 14. He said it lasted like 20 seconds, and I'm just like, why are you even telling us this? Like, I don't want to hear your weird
but like
story about having sex when you were a kid.
podcasts have nowhere to go but up because the next generation is literally being raised to just dump every bad thing that's ever happened to them
Imagine
into the
being
public.
Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy, where your job is to just pry into people's personal details and none of them get to know anything about you.
You're a blank slate.
It's kind of like the ideal situation. Like, no one gets to ask you any questions. And
You get to judge them.
like,
They don't get to judge you.
Yeah, they will just like trauma dump to you, and then you get all the views and money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
perfect.
it's perfect. It is
Like
perfect.
like I'm telling you, these people are gonna like every young person now who quotes and talks about their it's all you.
Here it
Sweet.
is.
I'm just mesmerized right now by Cole Sprouse. I don't even know what to say.
This is the
But
super chat.
From Sanity Clause, Sixth Amendment, right to know who your accusers are and the nature of the changes in evidence against you. Learn it, live it, love it. I return you now to your regular scheduled day.
Yes. So the accuser is Percy Hines White Hater 332222 on Twitter, and you have the right to know what they're saying about you.
If this guy is an up and coming actor on a Netflix show, he doesn't need to get girls high and drunk in order to have sex with him.
Yeah,
you already have the
that's
fame that they want.
Also, like, his career will probably like Ansel Elgort is still working all the time, and the same thing happened to him.
Yeah.
Like Baby Driver, Ansel Elgort, and he immediately went over to Tokyo Vice, and I actually liked that show. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, I remember I was like on episode 3. I'm like, I wonder if this guy is a sexual predator. Like, I'm like, but to be fair, it's Hollywood. Anybody on this screen could be a sexual predator. It's Hollywood.
Right.
Who knows?
how
like,
would you know?
at any point, anything you could be watching could either be filmed by, directed by, written by, produced by, or starred in by some type of deviant person who's likely abused many, many people in their lives. It's always possible in Hollywood.
Yeah, after Cosby, I think it was like, and literally anybody can be like victim or guilty of this.
That's why I keep anytime Mr. Rogers comes up, I'm like, please no. Please no. Like
he's
safe. He's safe. Well, like, no, recently they're talking about him saying like boys are boys and girls are girls from birth.
Well,
and
they
that's,
already
like,
made a flattering biopic about him. It's too late.
That didn't come out till later.
As far as the Call Her Daddy podcast, though, I'm just thinking like they used to have to incentivize celebrities to take media appearances.
Now they're like, please let
And
me.
now the celebrities are like begging and
Oh, yeah.
clawing for the opportunity to overshare to millions of people. You don't even need to incentivize them or pay them to do it anymore.
Well, we were talking about the Chris Rock special earlier, right? Just briefly. Yeah, he was like, what kind of people go on a podcast like Will Smith and Jada and then interview the other person about how they cheated on them? And it was
Right.
hilarious. Like, it was just so great. But it's like, it's like just
Oh, remember when
Keep it to
Kylie
yourselves.
Jenner's friend Jordan, I don't remember what her last name is, but she was like she was in an affair with Khloe's baby daddy. Khloe
I can't keep up with the
Kardashian's baby
Kardashians.
daddy.
That's too. Hey, I've got the program for you.
And then Jordan went on Red Table Talk and like cried about it, like as if she were wronged in some way. It's like, you're the one that had an affair.
Is it just like it's just how they're trained to be open about stuff that most people shy away from?
I think they're just mentally ill.
Like, in a lot of ways, like, look, I'm open about like struggles that I've had with addiction and what I've gone through, but that's not the same thing as like trauma dumping every single thing you've ever gone through. And even what I share is still an abridged version that's like, you know, safe for consumption.
Right.
Because, you know, for like, you're saving your own soul by sharing part of it, but understanding that you're not going to give everyone every detail about it, because there was a quote in a show, a guy goes, "The truth is mine." Like, in a lot of ways, you have to preserve some of what you've gone through. Some people choose to say, you know, to preserve all of their personal life, but you have to imagine that even the people here who are dumping all this stuff on Alex Cooper have to save some, like the worst of it's probably still inside them. Right? Like, I'm sure for
Right.
whatever they share,
Just like
there's
Bella Thorne.
Yeah, there's infinitely worse that hasn't been shared.
True,
Totally.
true.
Yeah, good point.
We got some super chats there, Mary.
Yes, some non-$20 ones. Andrew Jacobs said, "Happy birthday, Tim. Thank you for giving us Mary and Brett 5 days a week and sometimes on IRL."
Yes.
Well, if he were here, he would say you're welcome.
Happy birthday, boss.
Aardvark 219 said, "Want to feel old? If Back to the Future were made today, Marty would go back to 1993. All women who are born after 1993." What is the saying?
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Also, somebody pointed out
All they
that,
do
like,
is eat hot chip and lie.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Wait, what were you saying?
oh, I forgot. Like, I was like, they're like, what was the character from the Breakfast Club that kept getting all the detentions?
Bender.
They said like he would have just served his last Saturday detention.
I saw
like,
that.
like this week.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny.
Sick.
Don't you?
Scott O said, "This month's," by the way, kind of overrated.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
What?
This month's donation to keep his denticles perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Yesh said, Surge, he's our man. If he can't do it, African."
Wow.
LOL.
That's a new one. That's a new one.
It's clever.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
got,
hand
it's
it to
got
him.
good legs to it. I like that.
Hobbit said, "The cringe seems heavier than normal today."
Well, you know, some days it's heavy, some days
Are
it's
we
not.
making you cringe?
Yeah, are you saying that we're cringy or that Leo is cringy?
Or
I don't know.
life is
Or life is
cringe,
cringy. Yeah.
Hobbit said, "When did established titles buy the Oscars?"
Apparently this year.
Yeah.
Perturbed Alpaca said, "Who cares if you hate flying? Gouge Bill for all he's willing to pay you."
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
good
yeah,
point.
yeah. You know your worth. Like,
Yeah.
If, like he's got money to. You never go into a negotiation like that not knowing at least part of what their net worth is, so you know what you can ask for.
Yeah, that's why I say like in the hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Because like, why not?
All right, let's hold off on the rest and we will come back.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, Julia Fox. Ladies, we talk about Julia Fox a lot here, and then inevitably the comment section is filled with people who have one very simple question. Who the hell is Julia Fox? Well, Julia Fox is an actress. She was in Uncut Gems. She was also the girlfriend of Kanye West for a cup of coffee a while back. And right now, she is probably like weeping and mourning a little bit because her mad scientist brother and her father have been arrested by police in New York City after being found with bomb-making materials, drug paraphernalia, and supplies, as well as what was the other one? Oh, ghost guns. So guns with unregistered seal numbers.
Firearms.
Yep, unregistered firearms.
3D printers.
Yep.
Also used to make them.
Yep. So I love the idea that they're just doing their own version of like Breaking Bad and gun running.
How the
over
hell
there.
did they figure out that they had these materials in the apartment?
Well,
though?
dude, look at this guy. He looks like he's making YouTube videos on how to make bombs and stuff like that. Yeah.
I guess so. Okay, why does she call her brother a mad scientist?
That's what she just referred to him as that like back in an interview back in like 2016. So that's where that comes from.
Okay.
It says the arrest came after a neighbor reportedly tipped off authorities about suspicious online deliveries. You snitch. Oh, come on, dude. First of all, it's New York City with their ridiculous gun laws. That's
Right.
bullshit.
What makes it suspicious? Is it
like
just a delivery?
like somebody delivered packages. All my Amazon packages come without labels. I once got an Amazon package here where they didn't send it in like a plain. It was like a shirt, and I felt so violated that like I had something sent here that didn't. Like
Was it
just come,
covered up?
yeah. Like
yeah.
so, it's like was it like boom.com on the box or like Bombs Inc.
Yeah.
like Guns R Us.
TheBomb.com.
That's not a thing.
That'll happen like if you buy like a 24 pack of Monster or something
Yep.
like that. That's how Monster
type in
ships it.
Yeah.
So that's how you'll get it.
illegalpills.com.
It's
go.
like, and like the idea is like you can own like those types of guns. You just can't sell them, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't sell them and transfer them person to person.
I thought you weren't even.
But it's New York City.
allowed
Actually,
to
it might be
own guns at
different in
all
New
in
York
New York
City.
City.
Yeah.
All the laws
Period.
are so murky nowadays because the Supreme Court ruling.
Also, you have to hear these other the other charges they get them on. It's just so funny watching them just like stack on like all the things that they're in trouble for.
Unidentified pills, a pill press, fentanyl, pressure cookers, chloroform, heroin, propane, explosives, materials, and formaldehyde.
Almost everything that they're mentioning of that could be bomb making materials doubles as stuff you can use
I was
to
going to
produce
say this is stuff.
produce drugs.
This is stuff that's also going to be in a lot of households already.
Yep.
Like these are not
Right.
super rare.
They like found their
items.
rice cooker, their crock
Yeah.
pot, and they're like, it's explosive materials.
Yeah, they found like nails in the garage. Like this counts.
Hazmat team was
this is not
also
the-
on the scene.
Also, this one, a law enforcement source added that the duo had an inordinate amount of stuff in their possession. Who the hell are you to tell them what is inordinate?
Right.
You can own however much crap you want, New York.
Given how maladjusted Julia Fox is, I couldn't imagine that her family members were much different. They're just living their own idiosyncratic lifestyle together and like, you know, being gay and doing crimes.
Also included in the trove of illegal materials was thousands of dollars of luxury wine, which they probably took.
Yeah.
She
I
said
guarantee
she
you they
doesn't
confiscated.
see
they're
her
like
father
15,
or brother
14
often.
bottles of wine.
Asset seizure to the max. They're just like, not on our watch. We're going to be selling this to pay for this year's upgrades to the SWAT team.
Where is her mom? You know?
Good question.
Does she have any other siblings? She just said she doesn't really see them often, even though they live in the same city. Interesting.
I like this guy Snarkleton that commented and he said, "Hate to ask, but who's Julia Fox?"
Yeah.
See? Every single time.
She was
Every
in
time.
Uncut Gems.
Yep. Look, if they're just doing drugs, I don't give a crap if they're making a lifetime supply for themselves. I don't care. Leave them alone. Like, I do not care.
I'm pretty sure she showed like what her apartment in New York looks like, and it's not all that much better. It looks kind of crazy too.
Yeah.
Just crap strewn about the place.
I don't know. I hate like reading that it's like, or the guest, or this not guest, the neighbor says that if you looked at this guy, you'd say that makes sense. It's that guy or something like this. So
That's-
just because you're you know, you look a particular way, you're being accused of a crime. I just hate seeing that in anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's
Is that
just like,
because you're styled leftist and
Yeah,
you judge
yeah.
you here? That
You don't like being judged for looking like a raging Antifa member.
Totally. Yeah, it's either I can never win. It's either Waldo or Antifa. You know, I don't know what I'm going to try and be next. Who knows?
And then I was told today by Mary that I look like I dress politically neutral, which was the greatest thing anyone's ever said to me. I might actually put that on a shirt.
Yeah, if I saw you in public, I don't know what I would assume. I just
It
would.
should be a gray on gray shirt. Like it's a gray shirt and the text is just a different shade of gray.
Look, if these people want to own a bunch of drugs and a bunch of guns, and they literally say they have no criminal record.
Yeah.
They're not hurting anyone. I don't care.
Eric Adams is doing like a crackdown on ghost guns in New York City right now, and it's like
Good luck, dude.
this is a high profile case of that, I suppose.
I was just gonna say good luck.
Yeah, it's been a
great if-
city that has a ton of guns since like the 30s, dude. Like good
Eric
luck, man.
Adams,
Yeah, I
like,
don't know.
has a press conference. Goes, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, seriously.
Tell it.
Steve Ryman. There once was a mohel named Keith who. Not gonna get me with that one. I don't know. Is that even allowed for YouTube?
I don't know why you wouldn't be able to say that.
Okay. Who circumcised men with his teeth? It was not for the leisure, the sensual pleasure, but to get at the cheese underneath. When life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic. That is all.
Quote that one.
All right.
Print that one. Ugh.
Wow.
Kellen, this is why I don't read some super chats.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
If life gives you melons,
Kellen's
you
like,
might
I
be
have
dyslexic.
no
If you,
such
if you
qualms.
have no dignity, you know, that will stop
As
you,
long as I'm
go ahead.
playing by the YouTube rules, I'm cool with it.
Kellen's like, I have no such qualms. I'll read anything. Look, I get annoyed at stuff like this because first of all, I hate the government overreach, but also it's like, do you think that like they thought like they were going to get articles out of this? Like, have you ever seen those pictures? There's this
Yeah.
amazing photo of like cops in London, like standing in front of like, you know how like in America, the feds stand in front of like a big table full of drugs and guns.
Oh,
and in
yeah,
London,
yeah.
it was a bunch of cops with a bunch of knives and like butter knives
So
and stuff
different.
like this.
There's-
So this one, they're just like standing.
Yeah. Thank
Oh,
you.
nice.
What is
Right
your favorite
on.
scary movie? Do you have a favorite scary movie?
That's tough.
How about you, Kellen?
Amityville
2010s.
Horror is
Ooh.
always a good one. I think the original's good and the new one.
And somebody asked, they said, what Scream, like, because I asked somebody before, I said, do you know what exact Scream that was from the Scream movies? It's the Scream where Gail discovers Randy's body in Scream 2.
I know nothing about this movie.
Does Scream usually come out in March? Like around this time?
It's coming out right this week, but
Yeah,
I don't. The last one came out in January.
Okay.
In the 5th, I don't
It's
remember
actually
when
coming out tonight.
Yeah, the other ones came out before that. I don't know when those came out. I was too young to go to the theater when the first ones came out. I had the first and second one on VHS back in the day. I loved those movies.
Wow.
And I was listening to the soundtrack the other night. It's incredible. Maybe Julia Fox should buy him a lawyer. Maybe
I
Julia
know
Fox
that
needs to
she
get him a lawyer.
hates cops.
Julia
like
Fox
she's
does?
obviously been super vocally anti-cop, defund
Okay.
the police.
Okay.
She, of course, has the obligatory anti-cop stance for any
ACAB.
the ACAB stands for
No
any
nuance.
self-flagellating white liberal woman.
No nuance whatsoever.
Yeah, without any nuance. And I think she's actually reiterated that on her Z-Way interview. But maybe this will cause her to speak out more about that issue.
Well, look,
But her father and her brother presumably are white, so it doesn't really matter
I, however, am
what
not.
happens to them.
I'm not an ACAB person, but I also think that the idea of a law enforcement agency telling you how much stuff is the right amount of stuff for you
Right.
to own is disgusting. So, screw these people.
Are you from the ATF?
Yeah, that's me. that is me. I am from the ATF. Hello, fellow.
I don't know.
Hello, fellow
Hey.
anarchists.
I'm not losing any sleep over the rights of Julia Fox's father and brother to press weird fentanyl-laced pills and, 3D print guns.
It's actually kind of a great conundrum. Like, what do I dislike more? Government overreach
Or Julia
or
Fox?
Julia Fox? It's kind of like a race to the bottom, right? Like I hate the idea that these people are like infringing on their rights. You know what it is? I hate the snitch neighbor more.
Was it the snitch neighbor?
It was the snitch neighbor said that they had suspicious packages left outside their house.
I thought it was like just that the feds like flag certain online activity and then identify you.
That's
way.
probably true.
the
but-
neighbors got like a see something, say something sign on their door.
Oh my
They
God.
seem to live in a nice
Classic.
area.
Oh yeah, no, it looked like a really,
It's
really,
like
really nice
that
apartment.
episode of Seinfeld where Kramer makes everyone in the building wear name tags. They all know each other's names.
Hey, I could use that, dude. I'm horrible with names. Like in one ear, out the other. As soon as I meet, it usually takes like 2 tries.
I have to say after I meet the person, I have to go and then like use their name in a couple sentences like a few times,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, okay, now I'll remember it.
So yeah, hi Julia Fox's husband. I do not think that you deserve to be punished for wanting to make your own drugs for yourself. If it's for personal use, I don't
Yeah,
care.
right.
I don't care. Personally.
Okay.
Like if they're selling it and
They're
there's
probably selling
and
it.
if they're selling it and there's charges, we can talk about that at
Sounds
another
like
time.
very normal father-son bonding activities, just like hunting and fishing.
Well, yeah, it's New York
and-
City hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
Hunting for deals on chemicals, fishing the drugs out of the bottom of the cooker. That's what it is. It's good. We don't live the same lives as famous. What did is her dad someone famous?
I don't remember.
I vaguely
what
remember
her
like she
family
had
history
a.
is.
I thought she had like a parent that was a music producer or something. I could be misremembering that.
I'll need to research that
I can't remember
later.
that. So, look, thoughts? Who's the worst out of all this? If you had to choose between the cops, what was it? Thomas and Christopher Fox. I like the idea of calling the one the mad scientist though. Thomas and the mad scientist,
The
or
recluse.
the neighbor. Who's the worst?
The neighbor.
I think the
Just guess.
father.
The dad.
I think
Bad
you should be setting yourself up for retirement and not setting your son up for jail.
bad influence.
I'm not convinced that they were, like you said at the beginning, that they weren't just tinkering. And the state of New York the city of New York, the
Yeah.
state is a little bit more lenient, but
Yeah.
the city of New York coming in and seizing everything.
I just think if Julia Fox is your daughter, you might have messed up somewhere.
It's not, if you're looking for past work history and that's your example of like how you've done your job, it's possible.
Where is his presence in his grandson's life?
Listen,
he's too busy.
Valentino.
He's too busy peddling
Where
pills.
is,
Listen.
why isn't he taking care of baby Valentino while Julia Fox is absent?
Julia
baby
Fox
daddies
needed to go no
gallivanting around
contact.
with other women.
Okay, Julia Fox needed to go no contact.
With-
All right, that
with-
was what was
her
best for
father
her.
or with her baby daddy?
Both. Dad and baby daddy.
That question is offensive. Clarification is offensive.
Okay.
Look,
Sorry.
you know, like I had to cut my family out of my life because they disagreed with me on stuff.
Yep.
Like that's such a funny hallmark of like this type of person, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, my dad, like he posted some stuff on Facebook I disagree with. I had to go no contact. I had to go no contact.
have nobody
I
anymore.
can't talk to him anymore. Look, he's a bad influence. He might have voted for Donald Trump. He's a bad
that's
person.
terrible.
He's a bad person.
Horrible.
So, you know, it is what it is. But it's so funny because it's like, at least this is not about Julia Fox. So it's kind of a nice break from having to listen to her nutso interviews. where
She might
she's-
give more now.
Actually, it will
She's
be.
probably like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to get attention.
It would be. It would.
How
it'll
can I
be
make this
interesting to
about
hear.
me?
Yeah.
She'll be like, I'm kind of on a, like, I don't like my dad, but I don't like the cops either. So she's gonna have to
Gosh, I don't
figure
know
out
what
where
to
she
do.
stands.
How do I reconcile my ACAB opinions with my daddy issues? It's just so difficult.
She's gonna have to figure.
Not
it out.
realizing that one precipitates from the other.
Yep. All right, we got some super chats there, Mary.
James Ornthal Wen said, "Happy belated International Women's Day to Lady May May." Thank you. Korik57, I'm gonna try my best to pronounce this right. Who's hyped for the new DBZ Budokai Tenkaichi game?
That's correct pronunciation. But
Are you hyped, Serge?
No, I'm not. I'm generally hyped about everything that's DBZ, but I just don't play video games anymore. Maybe if I play video games, to be down with it. But actually, I never really play video games, to be honest. But my brother
Oh.
did, and I thought the game was sweet. So
You flip-flopped on the video games question 10 times.
Yeah.
And I am kind of not into video games anymore. Like, I used to love video games, but I honestly never played them in the first place. So it's like,
Yeah.
I kind of don't care. But I also am hyped for it.
I'm
Like,
happy. Yeah, I'm
That was a roller coaster of a
it
sentence
was,
right there.
It was. I'm happy about it because it's DBZ stuff. I love DBZ. It's like the best. But I also, I don't know. I'm mixed signals about this one.
all right.
Serge, he can't make his
Mixed
mind up.
emotions.
No, I
He's-
can't. I really
can't make his
can't.
mind
It's
up.
over 9,000 said, Brett, did you hear about the Minnesota Wild choosing not to wear rainbow colored jerseys on Tuesday? Good on them for not being coerced into doing something they don't want to do.
Based. Look. As somebody who has no problem with people being gay, I have a problem with a mafioso style tactic used by a special interest group to get you to do what they want. And it's good to see it too. I mean, I don't think they did it because they don't want to do it. I think they're trying to stay as neutral as possible. It's interesting because Minnesota is technically a blue state. It's just that Minnesota in the city, where it's blue, where everybody votes blue, but the people that can afford tickets to hockey games live in the suburbs, and those are generally red. So
Okay.
it might play a role in it there, but I don't think that any of these teams should be wearing jerseys that have something to do with a political movement. I don't. Even if it was,
That's what rainbow is.
even if it was
Political.
solely about sexuality, I would still say, what the hell does that have to do with hockey?
Right.
It has
I
nothing
used
to
to
do
go
with
to
hockey.
baseball games a lot in North Carolina, which you can imagine there are a lot of conservatives there.
Yeah.
And they still had a pride event, and I was like, do you know your base at all? Like, they don't want this, and there are a ton of kids here that really should be exposed to it.
But the problem is, the thing is, we're thinking now, they're thinking 10 steps ahead, meaning that doing that might piss the parents off, but it puts it in front of the eyes of the kids, and it's already starting to influence
I
them.
think it's just the pendulum swinging because Brandon Marshall, football player, I want to say it was 2010. He was suspended because he wore green cleats, which was his own color to do raise awareness to mental health. Wasn't the whole team. He didn't tell anyone that they needed it was just him. He did it quietly, and he actually got either fined or suspended for it. It was a whole big deal. And now you can do your own custom cleats. You can draw on them. They can be any color you want. The NBA's like that. I'm pretty sure the NFL's like that. So it's for the longest time you were so boxed in that you couldn't express yourself. So if you were a hockey player of the LGBTQ community, you couldn't wear a little bracelet because you'd get suspended or fined for. And now it's just swung all the way the other way, where you have to, your whole uniform is LGBT, and you have to wear it.
Well, didn't Tim Tebow get in trouble for
praying?
Yeah, like they're like, we don't want to. We don't know how we feel about that in football. No praying. Like, yeah.
Well, it does raise. I've always thought that was funny. I saw when Colin Kaepernick, who, if you guys don't know, was controversial for kneeling during the national anthem before football games, but so did Tim Tebow. Yep. It was for different reasons, of course.
But if you're worshiping BLM, then
right. But a lot of
different.
people, it was just like everyone needs to stand. I'm like, well, Tebow didn't stand. He was praying during the national anthem, So it's like, I just thought that was interesting how just like it's the same action, but under a different context.
I thought he only prayed after he got touchdowns.
He did before the game too.
Yeah, he would do it
during the national
often.
anthem.
Mm-hmm. You'd see him like on the sideline, pretty sure.
One of the funnier things to go about, because I'm somebody who I don't care if they don't stand for the national anthem, but I get the outrage. Like I get it, right? Just like somebody got mad. Like when I was like I don't personally like I don't want people to burn the American flag, but I understand that in this country that right is unfortunately or is for whatever reason is something that's afforded to people, right? I don't find it appropriate or correct, but I'm not going to stop someone from doing that. Right. But like it's the same thing here. It's like I would always stand for the national anthem, and it's kind of like that meme where it's like when I insult insult America, it's okay, but when a British person does it, you're like, fuck you. Like it's one of those words. I think that's where actually a lot of kind of the polarization comes from for a lot of it. It's like there is a core of like pride in America that falls on the, if not the libertarian spectrum, but center-right perspective, which somebody who's more libertarian would have more sympathies, would sympathize with more. Right. Just like saying, like, I don't really like the FBI and I don't believe that any law enforcement agency is inherently good. And I think there's a lot of corruption there. But that also doesn't mean that I'm going to treat every single police officer as if they're a bad person, because that's not logical. And I think that gray area is where so much of it, and it bleeds into football and sports and all this stuff because it's been made political.
Yeah.
So.
Johnny Beck sent us a thumbs up. Rascal King sent us $1 without a message.
Thank you.
Joseph Allen said, "Here's to Mary being beautiful as always." Thank you.
And then one more, and then we will move. Actually, you know what? Sir, we just got one for Kellen.
Oh no.
Okay.
Steve Ryman. There's a streetwalker named Sue who filled the View. We'll do that because it rhymes. With glue. She said with a grin, since they'll pay to get in, they can pay to get out of it too. Here's hoping death is a woman, so it'll never come for me.
We'll save the rest and come back. Mary's like, I'm so glad I didn't have to read that.
Yikes.
All right, guys. So Will Smith is back in the news because Will Smith last year was caught on camera being a violent man. He abused another human being, a man named Chris Rock. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Well, this year, Chris Rock has spoken out. He's spoken truth to power. He's decided to share his truth with the world via Netflix. And Will Smith wants to silence the man he abused.
The title of his special, Selective Outrage, as well.
Yeah.
And I saw some people speculating, by the way, that most of the anger and controversy directed at Will Smith after Slapgate was actually an intra-racial thing where they were like, you can't act like that in front of white people.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I saw that, I don't really get it, obviously, because I'm not black.
Were you talking about the joke?
They're saying like, oh, people were really mad at Will Smith because he was being violent toward another black man in front of a crowd of white people, and he like you're making us look bad, like as a group.
That was Chris Rock's joke in the special.
Chris Rock didn't say that.
No, Chris Rock did say that in the special.
He joked about it, but he didn't say it in
literally
serious terms. I saw him do that joke, yes, but he didn't.
But I think that's just a common trope. It's just like. I've heard that before growing up. Like, hey, there's certain aspects of our culture that we kind of keep at home. We don't bring out into the world. And I think it stems from that.
But maybe because Chris Rock made that joke about it, don't do that in front of the white people. So maybe that's why Will Smith is even more embarrassed.
Maybe, yeah, because Chris Rock is like, hey, I get upset too, and I can actually keep my composure. I don't know, but
But it's like quite literally, I mean, I don't like when people use the word trauma too liberally, but it's literally Chris Rock's trauma to make jokes about, and none of Will Smith's business if he, I mean, you punched a comedian. Of course he's going to make a joke about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to assume that he wouldn't. It's like, it's not
And
even just
to make
comedian.
a joke out of you for
Right,
doing it.
Right. It's Chris Rock too. Like, he's always been reverent. He's always gonna talk about something like crazy that happened to him, and it's pretty crazy.
And then imagine if he
Pretty
didn't
crazy.
make jokes about it. That would be
Yeah,
even
it'd be
weirder.
weirder, for
That
sure.
would make everyone
Well,
uncomfortable.
It was weird.
Not to mention,
for,
it would be just leaving millions of dollars on the table.
Yeah. Be
Like
pointless.
there's literally
Such a
no
waste.
way, nowhere
Right.
no way in which he doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
money
he,
off this.
imagine how many millions he left on the table immediately after it happened.
No, his
I love
his
this
ticket
joke.
prices like tripled after this happened.
He said, I've rooted for Will Smith. My whole life I've rooted for this MF, okay? And now I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped.
Wow. That's
After
great.
Will Smith acted so self-righteous about
Yeah.
Emancipation, by the way, and like thinking that he understands
Maybe
the
Chris
slave
Rock was the one who stole the
experience.
key. Maybe Chris Rock stole the chain, like the key to the chains, and that's why they couldn't get him out of the chains in there.
Right.
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Chris Rock was
Made
on
him
set.
relive his ancestral trauma.
Oh man.
So yeah, they're saying that he was angry that Netflix gave him the platform to talk about this. Like, what did you expect? Netflix is a for-profit company, supposedly. Supposedly, they want to make money. I mean, I don't know if them or Disney any of them could be called for-profit anymore, but it seems like they're supposed to be on a good day. And this is an easy way for them to make money.
Well, this is sort of like Meghan Markle being outraged and upset about the South Park episode about their World Privacy Tour, but not watching it. Like,
Right.
you didn't even give it a chance. You just assumed that they were trying to bully you, when in reality, like, Chris Rock using this as part of his special is him stooping to Will Smith's level and offering him a hand.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he's being gracious by making it something to laugh about instead of a serious controversy.
And a lot of comedians had takes on this. Like, some people thought he went too far. I was like, really? Like, he has a right to go as
Will
far as he
Smith
wants.
went too
like,
far.
Like, if anything,
yeah.
like your anger at Chris Rock wouldn't be if he went too far. It would be if, like, the idea is, like, eventually it just won't be funny anymore. And that's more a critique of his ability as a comedian, but he's talented, so that's likely not going to happen.
Yeah. I just don't understand, like, Will Smith's audacity in reacting this way when it's like, if it isn't for the consequences of my own actions.
Yeah.
Like, you acted ridiculous and childish and foolish on the world stage, and now we're going to treat you like a child. Like,
Also, there is a
we're
certain
making
amount
jokes
of
out of you.
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of, like, when you're in person, obviously Will Smith is the bigger person. He's in better shape.
Than Chris Rock?
Than Chris Rock. I think so. Yeah.
Was
like,
he? Okay.
but the idea is that, like, it's a lot scarier when the other one can hurt you with words much
I think
more
so.
cuttingly.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jada Pinkett Smith's menacing glance at Will Smith at that moment before Slapgate
Yeah.
happened is more scary than someone bounding up to you to smack you in the face.
Imagine what Jaden, the son, is probably going through. Like, this is the
probably
man
so
of the
deep.
house that you have to look up to.
It's probably like so deep. We probably wouldn't understand.
I'm sure he knows
He's probably
that
too
his dad
busy
is
thinking
cucked.
about the way the world
Dude,
works.
he's probably too busy thinking about thinking.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Dude,
Sometimes I
how
just-
can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
That's my favorite. I remember that day. Like, it was one of my
Was
favorite
he
days
just
of my
like
life.
high out of his mind?
I don't even think you can, like, get that high. Like, I think he just is. He's
It's
a
like-
truly
You've done
a
like
philosopher.
brain dementing levels
Listens
of
to-
DMT.
It's incredible.
Listens
It's
to
incredible.
Jordan Peterson in reverse and, like, gets information from it. Like,
That is deep. That is super
There's
deep.
a reason that like
Wow.
demented is alliterative with DMT.
Yep.
Whoa.
You know,
Bro.
how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
And then
fine,
what? And then how
exploded
does
right
Willow
there.
take all this? Right?
True.
Like,
I mean, she's learned how to be a woman from the most, you know, authoritarian, controlling, censorious.
I don't follow, like, the
C word on
Smiths.
earth.
I don't follow the Smiths, but, like, from the music she's putting out, it seems like she's being rebellious, but I don't know if she actually is or if that's
What is there
just
to rebel against?
Honestly, the better
You know?
the better battle here is Jada versus Chris Rock. Like Will just taps it, like Will tags in Jada and she's the one who has to
Jada's,
go after it.
Jada's gonna go call Hillary Clinton and
Yeah.
ask for a favor.
Yeah.
I hope that he did make more jokes at Jada Pinkett Smith's expense in this special.
I hope there's
He said that his wife was effing her son's friend. She hurt him way more than he hurt me. And who does he hit? Me.
Yeah.
Also, apparently it was fake news that they said that like the guy that she was sleeping with, that was Jaden's friend, said that the special was funny, but apparently that wasn't true. He didn't say that. Like
Jaden's friend?
the one that had the one that slept with Jada.
Oh, well, I mean, if anything, it's bragging rights for Jaden's friend,
Yeah.
who is no longer, I'm sure, friends with Jaden.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
I
I
mean,
would wanna
Jaden's
be-
pretty deep. Maybe he could see the reason why that would be okay, and we just wouldn't be able to understand.
I don't know. Do you think they're still friends then?
You know, do you think there's still thoughts?
I think there's a good chance
Should
that they're still
Jaden
friends.
stay friends with somebody who
Who had
has
sex
sex
with
with
his
his
mom?
mother?
Shouldn't.
That's the real question.
It's a really good question. I don't
but
know.
with-
It's funnier if the friend goes up to him and is like Nux, and the guy's like, no.
It's like more forgivable to even date your friend's sister than
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
mother.
It's I don't know, but Hollywood's got that weird kind of like lifestyle bubble that they do.
Yeah.
You know,
Incestuous stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it might be okay.
They go to the same Eyes Wide Shut parties, so it's like, you know, is it really
They
all
made
that
MILF
different?
Manor. What else can we expect?
Hey, that is awesome. Don't you slander?
Maybe that's
Have you been
MILF
watching
Manor.
MILF Manor?
No, I haven't yet.
maybe that's where Jada ends up at after this MILF Manor.
Yeah.
She just kicks Will out, and it becomes MILF Manor.
Has she stooped to that
and
level?
it becomes MILF Manor, or she becomes the host. Maybe she'll host MILF Manor.
That could be
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
She could host like a cheating reality show called The
Be like-
Entanglement.
The Tyra Banks of dating shows.
She'll have
Tyra
a
Banks
show
of
called
cheating.
it'll be called The Entanglement, and it'll be like a show that helps women like justify cheating on their husbands. Like, you've been held back by society. Everything in history has been the patriarchy keeping you down, and a multi-millionaire woman in Hollywood who's like whose husband who's even more rich than me couldn't take care of me, thus I cheated on him. You have every right to do the same thing, and that can be the show.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, one of the comments said, if Will wanted to hit someone, why wasn't it his son's friend?
Good point.
Because this guy is just, tragically whipped and indoctrinated
That's
and
what I was gonna say.
conditioned. He's literally in the sunken place, and Jada is his slave master.
I hope there's someone in his ear, like in Will Smith's camp, saying like, "Dude, you gotta get out. Like, I'm not even gonna make fun of you here.
It's probably
Just,
a money.
You gotta get out."
I mean, it's got to be a money thing, right? Like, he's just gonna lose too much money to get divorced. at
When
this
you're
point.
that rich, it doesn't even matter
Well,
anymore.
plus imagine all the money you'll make off of a divorce and doing interviews and all this. You know.
I mean, the kids are gonna get the same amount of money anyway in their inheritance. So
No, I bet you Will gives him the money. Jada keeps it and just
Yeah.
gets buried with it.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, I saw this headline that was like kind of older, but Jackie Chan is also not gonna give.
Yep.
I mean, he says he's not gonna give his son
Yep.
an inheritance, and his net worth is like 400 million.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're lying when they say that. But still, I just think it's psychotic. Like
Yeah.
why?
I wouldn't.
You can put safeguards up in
That's
some
what I was gonna
way,
say.
but you shouldn't just like
it's better to.
leave them out to dry.
better
He
to
just
leave
like
a house.
he literally puts the money in bootstraps that they have to pull themselves up by. Like,
I was gonna say it's better to like.
oh, there's a one for you.
Steve.
Steve's
okay.
back.
Steve's back.
Is this one worse than the last?
Oh, let's find out. F in the chat for the Pillsbury Doughboy, dead at 88 of a yeast infection. What did Helen Keller say when she fell down the well? Nothing. She had her mittens on. Thanks for playing along, Kellen. That is all. No problem, Steve.
Wait, you should have been Helen Kellen.
Should have. you should be writing these poems.
That's right.
Okay, maybe it's super chat time then.
Let's go to super chats. Why not? Nobody wants to rag on Jada Pinkett Smith anymore.
I think we've said what needed to be
All
said.
right, fair enough.
Bro Cody said, Brett, what's your opinion on the TV show Battlestar Galactica? I've been rewatching older TV shows for quality content. It's nice seeing a TV show that celebrates pregnancy and childbirth.
I have not watched Battlestar Galactica. I have finally started Stargate. Slowly but surely. I have not watched Battlestar Galactica.
My dad
It's-
watched Battlestar
Dad watched
Galactica,
Battlestar?
but I know nothing about it.
So I will have to put that one on the list for me to get to. The science fiction stuff is weird. Like I go through phases where it's like I'll get through a bunch of it in like a couple of weeks, but then I won't touch it for like a long period of time. Also, it's because it messes with my sleep. Like if I really like something, it keeps me up watching it. And when I got to be up early for work, like for the last few weeks, I'm tired because I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer until 4 in the morning.
Yep.
And that's not always.
I've been meaning
easier.
to watch through The Expanse.
That's
That's a
good.
newer one.
And yes, SG1. I'm working. I've started on SG1, so I'm gonna get through it. But for me, and I've been watching CB Strike, which I'm really, really, really enjoying. But because it's British crime, British detective dramas, they're slower paced, so I can turn that off after like the storytelling is so slow and deliberate that it doesn't feel like you're working yourself up to a frenzy every episode. It's actually one of the rare times where I like the hour-long format because it's not expected to be faster paced. We've been watching The Last of Us, and one of the frustrating things about that is like you want it to be faster paced, or you want more cordyceps, you want more action. I don't go into a British-based detective drama expecting that, so I'm expecting mostly dialogue-heavy, clue-heavy, focus on the nuances of the storytelling and the characters, and I'm enjoying that. But I can put on 2 episodes of that a night and just turn it off. Like if I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it just keeps on going because I don't want to turn it off. So.
Sketch Therapy said more polls per show, please. When I doubt full chat.
Okay. Well, in fact, I'm going to close with that chat. The poll that I put up today.
They all said they want it.
In the poll that I put up today, it says, "Do you like having polls to vote for in the chat?" And within a resounding yes, 85% say yes, they do.
right.
86% say yes, 13% say no.
If only we had the same amount of likes on this video
Yes, if
that we
only-
have votes in our polls.
We could use 710.
like the damn video,
Like the video, would you please?
please. Unusable Alpaca said Quaaludes are still made legally in India and South Africa. Reagan just banned the
Serge.
domestic production in 1984.
You're holding out, man.
That's correct. You can get, it's called, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it's legally called Mandrax in South Africa. It's definitely available.
Thanks,
Definitely get it.
Reagan.
Yep.
It's not all thanks, Obama.
No, it's not. Reagan is
It's
so
like
much
that-
fun.
Thanks, second
That
term Reagan.
meme
Yeah,
where the guy is
exactly.
pulling back his calendar and it's 1984.
Yes. Yeah. So thanks, second term Reagan.
Yep.
It's all his
You're
fault.
censoring our drugs.
Yes.
Second term Reagan is just first term Joe Biden. That's all it is. It's the same thing.
Tiger Ginge 66 said, I would ask Brett to reconsider his Ginger Crusade. We are not to be trusted.
Look,
At least you admit it.
No, I'm standing for the gingers hard. This actress in CB Strike she is just so damn charming. Her name's Holiday Granger. And if even a quarter of the American actresses could pull off that level of charismatic warmth, Hollywood might not be failing in race swapping all their characters.
You're so in love.
I am.
The Lonely Grape said,
Just a little bit.
anyone
just a little
hyped
bit.
for Elden Ring DLC? Happy Friday, Brett.
Kellen?
Sorry.
I see Vera in the chat. I think Vera would be very happy about Elden Ring DLC.
Yes. Maybe we'll talk
I don't
about it
know.
tomorrow.
I don't
Dash
play Elden Ring.
Fortune said, should have got Tim on the main show for his birthday. Cheers, everyone. Happy Thursday.
Look, he'd have to talk to our booker. Like we'd have to set that
Yeah.
up. That's a lot of. He's a busy guy. He's a busy guy.
yeah.
Just because it's his birthday doesn't mean he takes the day off. He takes the job very seriously.
We don't hand out freebies here, though.
Yeah. You got to earn your way.
Sketch Therapy said, went too far in pointing out Cali selective outrage.
In the comedy special.
Oh.
Also, Vera says she's very excited about the DLC in the chat right there. So excited.
Yes. Disco Jensen said, pretty soon cracking the best joke at someone's expense will be prosecutable offense.
Probably.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do time or pay a fine for a sick burn? LMAO.
That Thoughts?
Maybe. Take
Like,
me to
you-
jail. I won't stop owning anyone on Twitter. They'll have to drag me away in cuffs.
You come up with a great joke and you're like, oh man, is it worth it? It's worth it. It's like, all right, Mary, let's hold off on the rest and let's come back.
All right. Next, we are going to talk about the legendary rivalry between a wife and an ex-girlfriend. Their names are Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber's wife, and Selena Gomez.
Oh yeah.
So
His
the question
longtime
is-
ex.
The question is, chat. Assuming that anybody here is like, I just imagine a bunch of people who are like my age who just don't give
And
a
they're like,
crap
who are
about
these people?
who the hell is Hailey Bieber and who the hell is Selena Gomez.
Zach
You don't have to imagine
Oliver.
it's me.
Well, we all know who Justin Bieber
Yeah.
is.
Zach
And-
Oliver super chatted $20.
Oh, okay.
Please remember, the world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. Brett. I added the Brett.
He
part.
added the Brett part there. Holy crap!
The
Look,
passive aggression.
you know, you're at 110% right, but my job description requires my opinion. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. I'd like to think that the idea would be that no matter what opinion you share here, you treat the people in your life well and you lead by example in the real world. Would be my
Yes.
hope.
Okay.
With that being said, let's make fun
Back
of Hailey
on
Bieber.
topic. Let's like make fun of these hoes. So like the only concrete thing that has happened so far is Justin Bieber was at Rolling Loud performing, and as he walked off stage, a lot of people started chanting F Hailey Bieber, F Hailey Bieber as he walked off stage, and he notably didn't say anything or do anything in defense of her, but like should you address it at all?
Yeah.
I don't even know why they started chanting this other than that there's been internet drama invented between these two women that barely even exists.
I don't think if you're Justin Bieber, you don't need to address it. I think it's unfair because that's your wife. I mean, no one wants to, like, any performer wouldn't want their spouse to be harassed while they're performing. Like thousands of people, like that's not fun. So I don't think if he doesn't want to address it, he shouldn't have to.
Wait, let's show the video. I want to know if you guys think it was like as loud as
This one here.
I don't even know if he could have heard it.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Even if he did hear it, is it this one here, Mary?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Give it up for Don Toliver one time.
No way he heard that.
No, it catches on.
Listen, everybody take a step back. Everybody take a step back, please. Let's continue on with the show.
Wow.
What a bunch of nice people.
So they're like,
so
yes, we
cool."
love Don Toliver and we hate your wife.
It was like 15 people max.
Yeah.
I mean,
He probably didn't hear it. And they
No.
also have earpieces so
Yeah.
that
They do, yeah.
they only hear themselves, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they do. He's probably listening to like stage director being like, "Nice job."
I don't
That
know
was
what
cool,
they
Justin.
expect him
Thanks."
to
probably
do.
listening
He's
to
like, why did
Coco
they-
Melon.
Wait, did they say her last name? Did they say her last name? He's like, why do they hate that lady from Paramore so much?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
if I hear Hailey being yelled at, like,
She's
like,
not the
what
most
about
famous
her?
Hailey.
Yeah, she's not at
Certainly.
all. Even close.
So what did she? So who copied who now? Hailey Bieber copies Selena Gomez. That's what
Yeah.
I was able to glean from all
Yeah,
this.
they came up with like all of these Selena stands, the Selenators. Or
Also,
whatever.
I do wanna
They,
point out-
like
I don't
came
know.
up with all of these TikToks as evidence that Hailey Bieber is obsessed with copying Selena.
I do want to point out first, Alan Garcia in the chat goes, "That's a dude making fun, like yelling that." It is true.
Like,
It's
are you straight?
A guy is yelling "F Hailey." That's kind of lame.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving this
Like even covering this makes me feel like lame adjacent. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, this is like the only thing that's happened in the meat space, like the real world related to this drama.
Yeah.
The rest of it is on social media.
yeah.
I sent you a few TikToks that the Selenators have made, trying to evidence that Hailey Bieber copies Selena's outfits, her interviews.
Is that this one here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
All right.
One of the things that annoys me too is that there's like this whole. I'm reading here, it says Justin married Hailey to get a U.S. citizenship, and that's being pushed around by these Selena stans. You know, I think it's ridiculous to think that. Like, I don't think the United
That
States
she's
is
a
going to be
green
too
card
concerned
wife.
about helping Justin.
Unless she was
through
American.
She's American. Justin
She's
is
American.
Canadian.
Justin's trying to get.
Yeah.
He's one of those frostbacks trying to come over the border.
Oh, whoa. Frostback.
Bro.
Anyways,
First I heard that. One of the Leafs.
but in reality, I don't
The
think that. I don't
Canucks.
think
Flag
that,
on the play.
I don't think anyone.
As like a Minnesotan who's basically Canadian, flag on the play.
Hey, I'm from Idaho. I lived in Idaho for a
Thank
long time.
you.
Hey,
Thank
hey.
you. That's just ow.
No.
Ow.
I have no anger towards Canadians. I think it's more just like a ridiculous thing to think that this is crazy.
Formula. A very simple formula.
Look,
It's absurd for me to think that someone would like not be able to get a U.S. citizenship. Like
as if Justin Bieber's
Justin
hurting
Bieber has
for
no
like
issues.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's concerned about it. If anything, he's going to pay more taxes when he comes to the U.S.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Right.
So
he's
it's
like,
just
I don't want to move here.
It's just like,
People,
it just shows how out of touch these people are. Like you're like, what are you talking
People
about?
doubted the authenticity of their relationship because it seemed like they got married very hastily, like 3
true.
months of
Yeah.
dating.
Yeah.
And then they got married or something. And it was like in between him dating Selena on and off.
Well, I hate to be mean, but
I'm a
like-
Jelena person.
like I know
though.
she's a model, but like mid, like honestly.
Yeah, I wanted your opinion on that as well. Like, who is more
Oh, Selena
attractive?
Gomez
Who is
has
more
got
likable?
Selena Gomez is like wholesome.
We have one.
We got a new one.
got a new one.
Oh. So that
Okay.
says, I don't know how to say his name. Artees00 says, "Let Serge cook."
Let him cook.
We're gonna let him cook.
Stir it up.
But no, I you know, if I had to choose between the two, Selena Gomez is cooler. She does a lot of stuff.
More talented.
More
I think.
talented.
I just think about that picture, the paparazzi photo of Hailey walking with that shirt that says "Nepo baby" and being
Yeah.
like so
I thought
proud
I
of
thought
being Alec Baldwin's niece.
I thought
or
they proved
whatever.
that shirt was photoshopped.
It was real.
Was it real? Okay, I thought somebody said that shirt was photoshopped. Also, I just want to point out that most men, like a dude in Justin Bieber's tax bracket, doesn't give a crap if you're talented or not. Likely.
And Hailey went on Call Her Daddy as well, and like trauma dumped about that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Selena does look like just a nicer person, from what I can glean. From
I like
most of
that
this.
she has like more of a baby face, like me.
like
identify
maybe
with that.
Justin just likes being yelled at by Hailey.
They've literally had paparazzi take photos of them arguing in public.
Well,
Like,
he might actually like that, but Hailey, I don't know. Hailey Williams just kind of looks like a trans person to me.
Bieber, not
Bieber.
Williams.
That's the other. That's
Hailey
the one
Williams is
I
the other
was
one.
It's
saying.
screwing me up
That's
now.
Paramore,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You think
yeah.
she looks like she's male at birth? Signed male at birth? Rough.
I'd say
It's
if I
really
saw.
just, it's the extent of the plastic surgery and fillers she's gotten that make her look very fake. That
And
doesn't
if
help.
I saw Hailey walking down the street with the way that she does her makeup and everything, I'd second guess. I'd be like, ooh, that might be someone that's
These
trans.
days, you never know.
You never know, and I'd be like, ooh, I don't know.
There's an amazing episode. It's just so funny how politically incorrect stuff just in like 10 years ago or 20 years ago was.
Yeah.
There's this amazing episode of the show Las Vegas where this like these girls are like having like a cat fight, and she like tricks her friend into like going out with like a Las Vegas transvestite, and they talk about how they're like the Las Vegas transvestites are always the most realistic looking. Like that was like a literal quote in the show. I'm like, 2007.
Let's get off of that
Yeah.
topic.
Crazy.
I want to show the TikTok where they're like putting their interviews side by side. They like compare things that they say in interviews and say that Hailey is like studying Selena.
Well, she is.
Is
that-
she?
I think
Are you so sure, Kellen?
I think, yeah, because Hailey was a huge fan of Selena. Because you got to realize Hailey's 4 years younger than her.
Right.
So she was like a huge fan
Well, there's
of like
this
Wizards of
infamous
Waverly
photo of
Place and
Hailey
everything.
like holding up this J14 or like Tiger Beat magazine of Justin and Selena on it,
Yeah.
and like smiling at the camera.
Yeah, so
Are we talking about
yeah,
the one
but
where
I
they're
don't know why she's doing it. I think this is what she's doing. I think she's copying her, but I don't know why, because she won. She got the guy. It's like
I think it's the other one, not this one. This is just their outfits.
Is it? Did I not get that one? Is it, okay, here it is.
There are a few of them.
Please.
yeah.
This one right here, or is this the same
No.
one? Same one.
It's the same one.
But there's just too many instances for it to be a coincidence. Like
Really?
There's I mean, with the cooking
There's a
show.
conspiracy
The,
play.
with
They both did cooking shows. You're right.
and a specific camera angle on the cooking show.
Okay.
I don't know if the music in the background would be
It's just
copyrighted.
no. You need to play it.
Saying
I
it's
hear what they
simply
say.
a beautiful moment to let go of, and I'm really, really proud of it.
I was able to tell my story about who I was from my own mouth instead of people from the outside being able to tell my story for me.
Somebody
Doesn't
asked
this
me a
just
while
sound
ago,
like
"What's the
narcissistic
one
white
thing you
women,
wish
and
people
they all sound
knew
the
about
same?
you?" And I
just seems
said
like a
I
high school
wanted it
catfight.
to be
It's
my
like,
heart.
What do you wish more people knew about you?
My heart.
That would make me gag. Ew.
You make me cry.
I wish people knew that I'm such a good person.
The idea that people didn't really know me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know Hailey for Hailey. And I just always had this constant battle where I was saying, I wish people just knew my heart. And I
Diversity.
Look,
This is just what
they're just-
narcissistic white
Yeah,
women
it's-
sound like when
yeah.
they talk about themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think that part was true, but maybe the outfits in the cooking show. You're right. People say they got a tattoo in the same place on their rib cage.
Okay.
People were also pointing out that at Justin's
I mean, that's just a
birthday
place.
party-
That's just a place people get tattoos.
Yeah.
It's. I've seen
People
that
were
on
also
many
like
people.
pointing out that Justin still has a tattoo of Selena on his arm.
Those are not
people-
removable.
I mean, it's
Fun
funnier
fact.
if she
It's hard
is
to take
doing it
those
on
off.
purpose and she's just gaslighting her. She's like, I'm not copying
I
you. What are
think
you talking
Justin
about?
had like a
That would be
birthday
funny.
party or some party where he gave out these lighters and they all were engraved with
I
the
saw
phrase
that.
like, I'm so happy I didn't end up with what I thought I wanted.
Yeah.
And people thought that was targeted at Selena, but
Imagine being a person who does that. Like at all. Doesn't matter what the message is.
whatever it means, that's gay.
Like imagine like
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna have a garden party. I'm gonna give you all custom embroidered things that I'm like. It's a message that's only important to me, but it's all for you
Right,
guys.
like all
Yeah,
of these
who does
people are
that?
annoying.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, like, do you guys have a side that you take? Team Selena, Team Haley?
Yeah, Selena, 100%.
Because like you really, I mean, Haley won. Like she's married to Justin.
Yeah.
She
Right.
already won. But like, what team are you?
Selena looks better.
It's like Team Edward or Team
And she's
Jacob. It's
doing
the new
more.
version of it.
Yeah, I've always been Team
And
Taylor
Justin
Lautner.
is Bella.
Honestly, Taylor Lautner is the GOAT. Always has been Team Taylor because
I was hoping Taylor Swift married Taylor Lautner, so they'd both be named Taylor Lautner.
He married
so
a
it could
Taylor.
just be
He married a
Team Taylor.
different Taylor.
He married a different
Taylor,
Taylor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no way!
A
I didn't know that.
non-famous Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably better for
so they're
his
both
life.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Am I wrong in thinking that Hailey Bieber didn't really have because Selena is from Disney, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't she a Disney girl? So
Haley is just related to the Baldwin family. Like she's just in the Baldwin family
she was a
and was
model.
raised modeling and
so she has no
Yeah.
other like
No
means
riz.
of a
There's
career.
nothing.
There's no riz.
she gives nothing.
No
She's
riz.
serving nothing.
Not giving. Okay, so
It's not
then I
giving.
just don't think that they're really comparable. I think they were dating. I think that's really the only thing that like makes them similar. Maybe she has some internalized insecurity where she feels like
Right.
she has to act in a particular way because that's what Justin's into. Maybe that's right in some way. In some way, probably not. I think this is all just kind of ridiculous, and it all has the same energy as the guy being like, "Yeah, let's say F Hailey, F Hailey, F Hailey." It's cool. It's just the same. It's like there's just nothing. It's just like it doesn't really matter. It's nothing. It doesn't-
Right.
It's even if it's pop culture, I know. But it's just like what?
No,
What
yeah.
are we
I
talking
mean,
about
it's
here?
mostly
it's already
people
settled. Like you said, she's married to Justin.
with
It's-
parasocial relationships
Right.
with all
That's
of
what it
them
feels like.
who
That's what it
invent
feels
something that doesn't really exist.
Right. That's what it feels like to me. It
I
doesn't
like
feel
the
there's
idea
no
that
reason
when Justin gets home, he just wants her to bring over Alex so that he can reenact scenes from It's Always or from
30
30
Rock.
Rock.
Keep Justin away from Alex.
Justin just wants to Justin wants to play Lemon in.
Oh man, that's great. Oh my god.
He gets to play Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin, and that's like what he got for his wedding. Like,
maybe
I wonder if they went to the strip club baby shower.
I hope not. I hope not.
Maybe Justin's stuck.
Oh,
maybe
man.
she's threatening to Baldwin him if he leaves.
Could be.
So
Could be.
It's like a mafia family. I wouldn't put it past them.
Baldwin
Wait, we were just
bros.
talking
I can
about
see it.
Ireland Baldwin last show because she put on this baby shower for herself at a strip club.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, yeah, it really does.
With strippers on poles with prosthetic baby bumps strapped to their stomachs.
This job, it's like, pop culture, it's so funny. It'll make you question the world.
Look at this.
Like,
it's a strip club baby shower.
And I'm just like, just time to end it.
And
Yeah.
Dane
Like,
making
long
our clip
walk-
today was like FML.
It's like long walk off of a short cliff for me. I don't want to.
No thanks.
I don't want to look at strip club baby showers. I don't even want to think about Alec Baldwin somehow finishing the movie Rust after literally killing another person.
Well, it's dust now.
It's dust now. Oh boy.
That's
All
good.
right.
It's trust, which you can never get. Give to
Yeah,
Alec.
it could be trust. We got some super chats there, Mary.
Okay. Disco Jensen said, Steve Ryman. Oh, Kellen read that one.
Yep.
Clef the Misfit said, Helen Kellen should be your rap name, dog.
There you go.
Yeah.
X said, open marriage. Does Will also get laid elsewhere? Unlikely.
Not. I mean,
like a double
she's
standard.
allowed to. He's not.
Yeah, I think that's
It's that
what it
type
was.
of open relationship.
Mm-hmm.
James Ornthal Wen said, Brett, more cordyceps. HBO, no, here's rainbows.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even necessarily need more cordyceps. I just understand that for most of the people, they want to see more of the action and stuff like that. And I
Where
thought
is the
most
danger
of the,
in this world?
Yeah.
You know?
I think I think it's going too fast.
Yep.
You said you thought the show was going too slow.
I mean, I think the show went too aimlessly.
Maybe that's a better word. Yeah, because it's like they've already been at 4 or 5 different major locations. Like they started where in Pennsylvania or something, and now they're all the way in
They've
Wyoming.
also changed the
I know times
progress points that were different in the game. Like the cities they stop at are different in the show versus the game, I
Yeah.
believe, to change like the timeline.
Okay.
But
That's okay,
I don't know
guess.
how much.
But it does seem like we're just kind of sprinting through this, and
But
I'm
in just
afraid
from place to place aimlessly, it doesn't feel like I never felt to me like he understood how important she was for what she he cares about her, right? The idea is that he's learning to care about her as if she was his own daughter, but also that you feel no pull to this is to save the world. This is to develop a cure. We need to get her here because she can save the world. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like they're randomly moving from place to place with various things of danger, and it doesn't feel like it has a point.
Well, no, there is. He's trying to find his brother, and then they're gonna go take her.
Yeah, but that didn't come in until they
to-
didn't. He didn't talk about that early on, did he?
Yes, he did.
In episode 1 or 2?
Yes, he the episode 1. His brother and him are the first characters.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, but did he talk about after that, and they fast forward the timeline? Does he talk about
a couple
going to
times
okay. all right.
that his brother's in Wyoming? He's gonna go find him.
It's just felt aimless to me.
As soon as what's her name after episode 2, he started mentioning we need to go to Wyoming. I need to go find my brother.
And when there's random detours for whole episodes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. X said, Topol died, RIP, fact check, real.
Okay.
I fact checked this and it
So
is real.
is X and Surge X different people?
They are
Can we
different
can we
people.
stop with this? Surge X is Chat X. He's Chat Surge, and
Chat
I'm
X.
real life Surge. He can also be real life Surge too, but you know,
His name might be Surge, but he's not the Surge.
yeah, I'm IRL Surge. I'll go with that.
Raymond G. Stanley Jr. said, Frostbacks is my new favorite slur for the authoritarian-loving Canadians.
Dude.
Shout out, Surge.
Frostback
what's
is
up, RJSU?
incredible.
What's good?
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
I mean, I've heard it a while ago. I don't remember where I heard it, but yeah, I lived in Idaho when I was growing up for a while, and
We need to come up with more
that
slurs
was
for
a term.
Canadians.
I think so. You'd always hear them in conversation, especially up north.
South
There are
Park
plenty
has,
for Americans.
South Park has some good ones when there's
Yeah.
They do.
a
They have
Canadian
a lot of
episode.
really good ones.
Yeah.
Blame Canada.
Yeah, Blame Canada intensifies.
Let's hold off. I want to talk about the. I'm just gonna really quickly touch on the Tiger Woods thing because the headline made me laugh. The story is obviously a little bit more nuanced to this. It says Tiger Woods' ex suing for $30 million for locking her out of the house. Imagine you had this much money. Imagine you had enough money that this could happen to you. So it says the entrepreneur, age 39, alleged in court documents obtained by Page 6 on Wednesday that Woods and his agents unlawfully locked her out of their shared Florida home that she's not been allowed to return. And she was supposed to be able to live there for 6 years, and he just kicked her out and sent her to a hotel, and she's suing him for $30 million.
is this like partly a home that she owns?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
she was
they-
just allowed to be there.
Yeah, because it's connected to like it said like 6 years because they were married for 6 years, so it's like compensatory.
Is he
but it says-
living there
Well,
too?
it's probably
No.
a home that's big enough where they could both live in
In
it and
separate
never
areas.
have
Yep.
contact.
She says that they had an oral tenancy agreement that gave her right to reside in the Hobe Sound, Florida estate for a certain duration of time. But I just love the idea that she comes home, she puts her key in the
It's
lock,
done.
and she's just gone, and it's just $30 million. He's the landlord from hell.
What do you even do? Where'd her stuff go?
Yeah, I don't know. So it says he claims that part of the deal was that the residents would be fully paid by Woods Trust for that period of time, for like 6 years. But can you imagine?
Damn.
Can you imagine?
I didn't realize Tiger Woods was like that unfortunate looking.
Oh, man.
Not
What?
good.
I always thought he should shave his head.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I
That's
always
the
thought he
move.
should shave his head. I
What
don't
is
think
going on here?
I don't know if I don't think he's unfortunate looking. I
He's
just
just
think
giving
if he
Chia
shaved his
pet.
head, he'd be fine.
Isn't his son like really good at golf already?
Oh, given the way that he was raised, like I'm sure that he did not take it easy on him.
He
I'm
got
sure,
in
like,
trouble recently,
Yeah.
right?
for
For giving this other golf player a tampon as a joke.
Yes, on the
Oh,
on
yeah.
the pitch, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And like there was like it was great because like TMZ had like zoomed in photos of it, like they're showing you.
Do you
Look
know-
at the tampon,
Dude,
look.
so the competition was Steve again. Discount.
Thank you,
Oh
Steve.
God, this is a tough word. Discount, sir. Oh my God. Discount circumcision is just a ripoff. Only 5% of women go to heaven. Otherwise, it would be hell. Why couldn't Helen Keller drive? She was a woman. Found out today that she had 2 Akitas. They answered to. I don't know what that is. Is that just moaning?
It reminds me. It was like that when I was watching that show. There was it Line of Duty where the very first joke in the show says, "How do you know E.T. was a feminist? Because he looked like one."
Oh wow, dude. Wow, that's
Oh my
brutal.
God.
Look, I'm telling you, Tiger Woods giving another golfer a tampon is like the least of the things. that he's
The
done.
competition they were doing was who could hit it further, and so the loser got it. And so,
Got the
yeah,
tampon.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the Bill Burr skit where he talks about Tiger Woods and he's like, oh, I recommend everyone go listen to all old Bill Burr, but he's basically talking about most men will never be tempted to the level that some like Tiger Woods has been tempted at by women. And he's right for the most part. He goes, I golf. I don't get off the back nine and have a bunch of Scandinavian women at the bottom of the hill trying to F my brains out. Like, it's true. It's true. Like, it's like we can make fun of someone how they look. I don't think he looks bad. I think he just needs to shave his head. But like, the dude's objectively the best golfer in history, right? So
Yeah, women don't care about looks anyway.
Also, it's fair to point out, like when we talk about like how harmonious the '90s seemed, it was kind of like a vibe in history to have the best golfer be black and the best rapper be white at the same time. Yep.
I don't know why, but when I was 7 or 8 in like 2008, when he got divorced, why was that like such a cultural moment in my mind that I thought was like really significant?
Didn't she attack him in the white?
I have no idea of any of the details. I just know it was like a huge
Pretty sure it was like
deal.
it was like
that
domestic.
Tiger Woods was getting
Tiger
divorced.
Woods, is like,
when I was in like
I think the ex
grade.
like busted up the car and like threw a bunch of stuff out. Like I think it was messy.
That's
For
what he-
like.
I think on top of that too, it's kind of like a Bill Cosby moment where no one thinks that Tiger Woods would be a bad person or like a bad dude in any way. He seemed like he was like,
like
he just
really
he had the-
invested in the idea that Tiger Woods is
Yeah,
a good
I think
person.
all he no,
Yeah.
just
No,
all
no,
like
no.
how can
I
you
remember.
I think that was
how does somebody have that
public
much time to
perception.
do
was
that?
he was a
like
sex
that.
addict.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it was like way bigger than everyone
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
That's why I liken it to like the Bill Cosby thing.
Oh,
Like no one
man.
saw him as like a bad dude. You know what I mean?
That's
It
so
wasn't
crazy.
like-
She
always
got
blamed
like
to go around
she got $250 million
situations.
or something like that, like $250 million in the divorce.
Wow.
And that's Bill Burr's like she's a babysitter with $250 million.
Yeah, true.
Why are you babysitting at that point?
So look, Tiger Woods was a huge part of that culture at that time in the early 2000s.
One of the biggest
yeah.
athletes,
When you
yeah.
think about it. Also, I think he was a big like him and Trump were friends. I think if
Really?
I remember correctly. So somebody in the chat can fact
And
check me
people
on that.
call Trump racist.
I mean, that wasn't controversial back in 2008.
No.
You know?
definitely not.
No.
Different world.
All right. So at least just be thankful that you're not losing out $250 million in your divorce. If anybody here ever gets divorced, like you may not
I mean, if you have that much money, you're not going to be suffering that much for it. So
Fair enough. All right, we got some super chats there.
Clef the Misfit said, Team Selena, she's much hotter and didn't pressure Justin into contracting Bell's palsy.
Amen.
He had Ramsey Hunt.
syndrome. Ramsey Hunt. It's
That's a
different.
Game of Thrones character.
Oh, right.
No.
But also,
duh.
like, do you think that's why he canceled this tour? Or do you think it's the Shawn Mendes "I'm just a baby and I don't want to work" syndrome? That's Shawn Mendes syndrome is just when you're a baby and you don't want to go to work.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, but he's doing other performances, so it's like, what's the logic here? I mean, it maybe would make sense if he had children too, but they don't have kids.
Yeah, but just like. What is it with
I
the
just
pop
miss
stars not
Selena
wanting to
so
work?
much that I can't go on tour.
Like
I think Selena is probably stereotypical crazy ex, which makes sense. And women should be allowed to be crazy sometimes without everyone putting them under a microscope.
I don't know why she's getting these.
It's like literally our job here to put people under a microscope sometimes.
I don't know why. So I think Hailey knows this drama is bringing her down and knows people are going to call Selena crazy, but Selena's made her own brand and created her own career separate
Do you think
of
Hailey
Justin.
Bieber has a Meghan Markle kind of
100%.
vibe?
100%.
Like controlling him.
Not even controlling. She
I-
just likes the image of being Mrs. Bieber in some way. I don't know.
Well, does he want to marry somebody who doesn't want to be Mrs. Bieber? Does he want to marry somebody who's like?
No, but there's a difference. It's like, is it about the image of being someone's wife
Okay.
versus like the reality?
We need a green line test on them now. Like
We do. We need to look at the green lines. Look up some pictures of Justin and Hailey. We'll evaluate their green lines.
I wonder if they like. I wonder if I can even look up Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber.
There are plenty of like paparazzi shots of that.
But I'm saying like I wonder if somebody's already done it. Like
Probably.
green line
Yeah.
test. I'm gonna find out.
Bobcat said, "Okay, seriously, strip club baby showers are a worse idea than Kalashna Bren or AK-50 Light. Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry."
Okay, so here's this one says green line test. I don't know. I'm just double checking here. Hold on, I'm gonna put it on screen.
Absolutely does not pass the green line test. I think Hailey Bieber is an alpha woman.
I don't know if I buy
She's
that. That's
the dominant one with this body language.
It does seem like she's
It is
pulling
a
her
little
towards.
bit
Dude, every
Yeah.
video I see of the green line test, people like.
Just go to the images.
First of all, people put the lines where their body's not even pointing.
Yeah.
Like people just choose whatever they want to fit their narrative.
Okay.
I hate these videos.
So this is with Selena.
Okay. So, I looked at old pictures of Selena Gomez.
Okay, I'm not
and-
listening to that
Sounds
voice
like
anymore.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, I'm not listening to that voice anymore. Sorry,
No,
sorry.
Brett, just go to Google Images.
All right.
We don't need TikToks.
By the way, Mary, the names you were reading were just like crosses between like famous submachine guns, and yeah, it's just
Kalashnikov?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like Kalashna Bren, which is like the Bren gun. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just I get it, I guess, but just want to make it make sense, I guess, if
Got
that
it.
helps. Yeah.
Disco Jensen said, "No, cohabitation became a thing because of Tiger's situation. There's super
True.
predatory practices going on in the higher tax bracket dating."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you mean.
Um,
Wait, no cohabitation or no comma cohabitation? I don't. Are they saying that cohabitation is like a bad thing?
they said they meant for women law. Disco Jensen did.
Wait.
So
what?
was the idea that like they had to move separate places? I'm confused.
I
Are
don't
they
know.
saying when rich men like make a rule that you don't cohabitate with women you date? I mean, I think that should be a rule for most people, but that's just me and my Puritan values.
All right, one more there.
Bobcat said, "Is everything okay?"
Yeah.
Trying to adjust our.
No, we're good.
Okay. Bobcat said, "Women don't care about your looks when your bank balance looks like a phone number."
That's true.
That is true. That's true.
100%.
Very true.
All right, guys. Are we good in the chat? I just want to make sure I'm showing.
Is the stream not working or something?
Are we losing the stream? I'm getting the circle thing right there, but everyone.
Oh no, that just happens.
Listen. All right.
That happens to us.
All right, Kellen, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, sir.
Let everyone know where they can find you.
Find me at Kellen PDL. Just Twitter, and maybe I should make some TikToks, but just Twitter.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yo, shouts out everybody that's in the chat. It's been a fun one. I actually really love the show. I do try to watch you guys when I can, and when I can just be in the chat. So sometimes I'm lurking. If you say my name, I'm like Beetlejuice or like Lori Lightfoot. I'll just like appear.
Lori Lightfoot. Oh.
I mean, you know.
In the mirror, if we say your name 5 times in the mirror.
Yeah, it's like what was that thing about like Bloody Mary? You have to say it like 3 times and spin around in the dark and then like turn the lights on. Or, I don't know what it is. That's
really just a way to make kids dizzy and fall over.
Yeah. But you can find me at surge.com, spell it out, SERGEDOTCOM on Twitter. Let's argue. I love it. See you there.
Let's argue. All right. You can give me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, and you can give me hate on Twitter. That is also Mary Archived. Let's argue. I'm with you on that,
that's
Surge.
The vibe. That's the spirit right now. Let's argue, guys.
All right, guys. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Brett Dassig for both. This show is here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. Before we go, could you like this video? Could you subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already? Hit the notification bell and check to make sure you are subscribed. If you already were, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. People are saying they were getting unsubscribed. We want to prevent that from happening. If you'd like to listen to this show as a podcast, it's Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. And if you'd like to follow the show on social media, we are on Twitter at popculture_show, Facebook and TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow with special guest Vera Dark. We'll see you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye.